This is Moby. And for the longest time, nobody could figure out why he was wobbly.
One of the rescues we worked with is Old MacDonald Kennels, which is where Moby was. He showed up on the Facebook page. We saw his picture the one night, and then the next morning we're like, we'll just take a look, we'll go home, we'll think about it. And then he was in the car in like 20 minutes. He really started losing his ability to walk, and around that time he was also developing cataracts. Jovan went to pet him one day and he just flinched, like he didn't even see him coming. So that's kind of when we started considering a wheelchair.
It was assumed that it was due to him not using his muscles properly. And then Alex started working with a neurologist at her vet's office who said, no, cerebellar hypoplasia should not get worse.
Alex and Jovan then put a fundraiser together where they were able to raise $10,000 from friends and families and supporters that allowed them to get the answers they needed for Moby.
What's seen on the MRI was his cerebellum was really, really small, and it's going to continue getting smaller. So it's really hard to say what's coming out of this. As much as this diagnosis is horrible, it's also kind of like, okay, so this wasn't something we did. He was just always going to kind of, be this way.
Moby and I really bonded. I don't think he and I spent a night apart for over a year and a bit. We just formed a really close bond, and he's taught me a lot about just how to care for an animal with special needs, and that they're not that different from other dogs. They just want to be loved and just to play and have a good time. So
Moby to me is probably my unofficial therapy dog. I had really bad anxiety when we got him. Jovan took care of him by himself for like a full month because I couldn't even look at him or handle that big of a change in my life. It went from him making me super anxious to when I'm having anxiety attacks that he just makes me feel better. He's something to hold. He's obviously really snuggly. So yeah, he's a lot. He's everything to me. The neurologist did suggest maybe just picking a date and doing it then, but also I think Moby just isn't there yet. We've gotten some flack in the past, like bringing him to dog parks. Oh, he looks really uncomfortable in his chair. Is this really a life for a dog, But Moby just has this spirit where you can tell that he wants to be here, and I don't feel like that's gone yet. He still chews on bones, he'll play with Pippin, he still runs in his wheelchair. It's not as long anymore, but he still likes to do those things. So we do kind of have a line that we won't cross. If he starts having seizures or if we see that light go out, then okay. But I think Moby is still here for him as well.
If you love dogs as much as I do, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Remember, leave a comment down below and I will respond to as many of them as I can.